Hey guys, thanks for tuning in. Brent Dale, host of Your Golf Performance Podcast, PGA professional here in Australia. I don't often get on here and do many tips as far as how to fix your swing or your slice or your hook, but there's just a couple of things that I think need to be spoken a little bit about. There's so much info that's readily available online at the moment. There's some great coaches that are putting some stuff out there. A lot of times things can be misunderstood. We went through probably a phase in the golf instruction world where it was all about, we've got to turn more, we've got to fire the hips. And then there was a phase around shallowing. And I just think there's so many different sets of information out there that it can be quite confusing for how to hit a golf ball. Now, what I'm here to do today is just to talk to you a little bit about what starts the downswing in order for us to gain, maximum efficiency and strike. Now, we've got golfers, if you've got a regular 4-ball, there's going to be golfers where, they throw that club out in front and they hit that big pull slice. I'll show you what I'm talking about here. Right, the club comes out here, they hit that big pull slice. So my club path here, as you can see, 13 degrees. It didn't really slice back. I think I caught it a little bit out of the toe, but 13 degrees left with my path. Now, obviously I got to the top and my feeling was for me to throw the club out in front. Now that is a completely natural and normal feeling for many, many people to do. They don't even realize that they're doing it. I had to really encourage that motion, but for some, that would just be a normal move. It sort of starts with the feet. What are the feet doing? What are the legs doing? Now, what we want to try to feel, if you are battling that slice that a lot of people seem to battle, that's what I'm going to talk about here today, right? There's a couple of things. You could be going too high up with your arms, then you get into this position here and you throw your body backwards in order to try to offset it, and we end up with this big pull. And then your hands are reactionary to your path and they stay open. What we want to try to feel is that as we go back, just our right hip gently opens up, right? So a lot of slices that come to my lesson tee, it's arms only and nothing has moved. If we can start to feel this right hip move a little more behind in the backswing, we actually start to get our arms a little more across our chest. And believe it or not, it then helps us drop the club more on plane or shallow, however you want to word it, and we can make a better strike on it. I'll show you what I'm talking about here. Right, so you can see my club path shifted from 13 degrees left to 8 degrees right. So I was really, really overdoing that motion, right? So to fix a slice, it could be, it's obviously club face for most people, but it could be what we're doing in the takeaway versus what we're not doing. So you could be going super up here and we try to get a little bit more turn. All right, so the club will whip behind a little bit more. Now a great drill for this could just be left foot forward, right foot back. That's going to help get that club a little more behind us. Right, so there's one way to try to fix it, and you can see that slice has turned into a hook. Club path was 4 degrees to the right. Club face was probably a bit more closed than that. Now, we've just spoken a little bit about what this right hip does, right? Because that right hip opened, the chest turned more, the arms got a little deeper, and we got them a little more behind. So the club wasn't as far out in front. Now, let's say we already had that good position there. Right, so you already had this position and you're still slicing. So the arms are probably going this way, we're chopping across it. A lot of it is what our feet do. So our center of mass, our weight gets out into our toes. You can see what's happening there. If I just hold the club well here and I go forward into my toes, can you see what's happening there? Everything's going this way, and then I'd have to back up out of it. I'd early extend, which is another hot topic, right? Early extend to square everything up. So what we can kind of feel is when we're in this position, we kind of pump. Right? We're pumping into the left knee right, into the left knee, into the balls of the left foot. And then as we're doing that pump, we then push, so we're pushing into the ground pushes us back around, and you'll see here my left heel has come off the ground, right? Pump, pump, I'll do it with a club. So I'm pumping into that left knee and then around. And then we can have some practice swings hitting the ground. And my goal from here is pump into the left knee, push away, my left toe will come off the ground, my left heel is where all the pressure will be, and that will have a bit of a gravitational pull, and that'll pull my left toe off the ground. So if we were to hit a shot, it'll feel pump. So we're at the top here, we pump. See how that club is not going this way? So I'm pumping, then I turn. And now the club's actually starting to get into a more deliverable position. So at P6 or last parallel, so the shaft is parallel to the ground before I hit it, I love seeing the club head just slightly inside my hands, and then we can move down. A lot of slices, the club will be out here, so on that way down, it's coming through their head, club head's out in front, you know, and maybe a lot of hookers or blockers, it'll be like this, the club gets stuck behind them, you can see it's behind my butt cheek, so that's going to give me a big push out to the right unless I get super creative with my hands. So we can do really good rehearsals without a ball. Back, we're in a great position here. We pump and we turn. You can see I've got a mirror behind the camera. So I'm looking in that mirror and I am checking my positions are not here, are not here. Now we're training. Now I'm feeling a stretch in my left rib cage. So when I come down, I know that's the position I've got to try to feel. And then we can try to step up and hit one with that motion. Right, I'll probably won't even say overturn the club face. My club path was close enough to neutral, 0.1 to the left. Face was probably just a smidge closed, and that's gone a couple yards left, right? What I'm just trying to get at, and the message from this is, sometimes it is not about trying to fix this, it is about trying to fix what the lower half is doing. It's a chain reaction. I'm here, if I pivot, turn poorly, see where the club's coming from. If I start with that pump, you can see where it's coming from, right? And now I'm really rehearsing, that's where I want my hands. I pump, bring the hands down. I pump, I bring the hands down. I got in a good spot. I'm not stuck behind, I'm not out in front. And I can do 5 or so rehearsals and then step up and hit another one. Right, my club path shifted a couple of degrees to the right. Face would have been closed a little bit more to that. Nice little high draw down the middle. The overarching message, and I know I've already said this, is don't try to fix. If you've got a shaft that's out here, don't just try to fix that. That's not fixing the root cause, right? That's putting a Band-Aid on it. We want to get up to the top. We want to really feel the footwork, and we want to rehearse where is a good position. Halfway back or parallel to the ground on the way back, club head covers the hands. Up here, hands cover the shoulders. We pump. Hand or club head comes just inside the hands. Impact, we want to feel like that left side is clearing out of the way, and we work around into our left heel and our left toe comes off the ground. If you would like help with your golf swing, I do coach online or I coach in person here in Sydney, Australia.